I'm very excited. Why? Because version 6.6 beta started, and we now have confirmed info on all 3 new characters coming in 6.6. We also have a potential banner lineup from a source that's been pretty accurate recently. And there's a very interesting situation with Lohen that I want to talk about, because before beta, everyone was treating him as a standard banner character. But now that beta's running, there is not a single piece of information from the beta itself confirming that. So in this video, we're going to break down the full 6.6 banner situation, go over each new character, and talk about why Nicole is one of the best characters you can pull for your account right now. Guys, before we jump further, hit that subscribe button and check out Buff for crazy deals on Genesis crystals, high discounts, and lightning-fast top-ups. So definitely check it out. The link is in the description. Now, firstly, the confirmed new characters for 6.6. We have 3 of them, Nicole, Lohen, and 4-star Prune. All 3 are confirmed from beta data, so that part is locked in. We'll most likely be getting drip marketing for them very soon, so keep an eye out for that. As for the full banner lineup, we don't have an official confirmation yet, but there is a source worth paying attention to, Chugu. The reason I'm bringing this up specifically is that Chugu's pre-beta information on Nicole turned out to be very accurate when beta started and real data came in. The directional points, the kit identity, a lot of the specifics, they held up. So when the same source shares a banner lineup, it carries more weight than it would from someone with no track record. According to Chugu, the lineup is as follows. Phase 1 will be Nicole as the new 5-star, with Duran as the rerun. Phase 2 will be Lohen as the new 5-star, with Mavika as the rerun, and Prune, the new 4-star, will appear alongside them. This is not confirmed. Reruns especially are always the most fluid part of any leak. But given the source's recent accuracy on Nicole, this lineup is worth noting as a plausible picture of what 6.6 looks like. Okay, let's start with Prune, because I actually haven't covered her in a dedicated video yet, and I want to talk about her properly. First, Prune is a genuinely great name. It's the first character in Genshin whose name starts with P, and I find it very charming. Her design is also really nice. Gothic aesthetic, purple hair, she wields a giant hunting oath hammer and a lore witch bell, which is a funny contrast because she has the hexing your eye tag herself, despite being described as a witch hunter thematically. Very cute, but also kind of badass, which works really well. I'll be honest, I didn't expect her to be releasing in 6.6. I thought she'd come later, but it's a very welcome surprise because her kit is actually quite good. She's a 4-star Anemo Catalyst support and sub-DPS. Her skill sends out her bell into hunting mode, where it follows the active character and periodically hits enemies with Anemo damage. When it triggers Swirl, it converts and deals extra damage of the absorbed element. Her burst extends this off-field presence and creates more Swirl opportunities without her needing to stay on-field. What she does for the team is provide Viridescent Venerer Shred, off-field Anemo damage, and a normal attack damage bonus for the on-field character based on her own ATK. The bonus caps out at around 35% at high ATK values, which is a real team contribution beyond just being a VV bot. She's being compared to Venti a lot at C0. She's slightly weaker in pure grouping utility, but competitive or better in teams that value her damage buffs and sub-DPS output. At C6, she's considered better than Venti in many Hexing Her Eye compositions. The flat ATK she provides at that point, combined with VV and her other buffs, makes her feel like a second Bennett for Hex teams. For a 4-star, that's an impressive ceiling. She fits naturally into Hexing Her Eye teams with Varka, Nicole, Lohen, and Duran, and she works in any reaction-heavy composition that wants VV Shred alongside actual team damage contribution. Very solid 4-star, and if you're pulling on Phase 1, getting her copies is worthwhile. Now, Nicole. And I want to be direct here. Nicole is one of the best support characters added to Genshin in a long time, and you should pull for her. She's a 5-star Pyro Catalyst, but as I've covered before, she doesn't apply Pyro through her coordinated attacks. That was confusing at first, but now that we have the full beta kit, it makes complete sense. She's a pure team buffer and shielder, and her pyro vision is just visual flavor. Her skill gives the whole team a shield that scales off her ATK and applies a team-wide ATK buff as a percentage of her own. That buff upgrades to Sacred Benediction, adding 300 flat attack on top, either after the active character stays on field for 3 seconds or instantly if they're a Hexing or Eye character. The cooldown is short enough that this has near permanent uptime with good rotations. Her burst costs only 60 energy, which is very low for a 5-star support, and it lasts 20 seconds. While active, every time the active character attacks, Nicole triggers a coordinated follow-up that scales with that character's full stats, their crit rate, crit damage, damage bonus, their element, and crucially, these coordinated hits don't apply pyro, so they don't interfere with melt, vaporize, or any other reaction your team is running. This is what makes her so universally strong. She's not locked into a specific reaction type. She fits into any team that has a carry doing damage on field and makes that carry hit harder through buffs and additional damage instances. At C0, she's already a solid side grade to Bennett in most teams, and she doesn't have his circle restriction, which alone is a massive quality of life improvement. At C2, she adds 240 flat ATK, 20% elemental res shred, matching your on-field character's element, and an extra shield. That's when she genuinely surpasses Bennett in raw team damage output for most compositions. At C6, however, she gives team-wide defense ignore with full uptime, which is something Bennett simply cannot do. One important distinction, she doesn't replace Bennett's healing in teams that rely on it. If you're running a team that needs the healing loop, Bennett is still valuable. But in terms of damage ceiling and flexibility for teams that have other healing sources, Nicole is better. And as Hexenel content expands through 6.6 and beyond, her value only increases. Pull for Nicole. She is worth it at C0, and every constellation makes her better. She's the kind of character that improves every account that has her. Now, Lohen. And this is the section I want people to pay close attention to, because there's something worth pointing out that I haven't seen discussed enough. His kit is genuinely interesting. He's a 5-star cryo polearm on-field DPS. His skill gives him cryo infusion and lets him build joy stacks from his own attacks, while off-field teammates generate triumph stacks. At 100 joy, he triggers a powerful enhanced cryo hit that scales with triumph, and his burst delivers 6 fast cryo strikes, also boosted by those stacks. He's clearly designed around team coordination. More off-field damage means stronger output. His animations are highly praised, which raises the big question, is he standard? Pre-beta leaks said he'll join standard in 6.7 after a 6.6 debut, but so far, beta hasn't confirmed his banner type at all. But here's what I want to point out. Now that 6.6 beta is running, there is no information from the beta itself that confirms he will be a standard character. The beta has given us his full kit, his animations, his splash art, his materials, and his trial team setups, but none of that explicitly states his banner type. So I'm not saying he won't be a standard character, that's not my point. The pre-beta leak from Full Stop Chan hasn't been contradicted either. There's no beta info saying he's limited forever. What I am saying is that the he goes to standard in 6.7 claim rests entirely on pre-beta information, and beta hasn't independently confirmed it yet. Why does this matter? Because banner type affects how you plan your polls. If he's standard, there's less urgency to get him during 6.6, since you'll have permanent access to him afterwards. If it turns out he's limited, even if that's unlikely, the calculation is completely different. So my take is this. Assume the pre-beta info is probably correct because nothing has contradicted it, and the pattern matches previous standard editions like Tainari and Deha, but keep an eye out for any fresh confirmation as beta continues. If something new comes out from reliable beta sources, I'll cover it immediately. So, that's the full 6.6 breakdown. 3 new characters confirmed, Prune, Nicole, and Lohen. The Chugu lineup puts Nicole with Duran in Phase 1 and Lohen with Mavika in Phase 2. Nicole is a must-pull, Prune is a great 4-star to get copies of, and Lohen's standard banner status, while likely, hasn't been confirmed from beta yet, so keep that in mind. Subscribe if you want updates the moment new info drops. Leave a like if this was useful, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye! Buff also offers crazy discounted plus savings of up to 40%. You can find the link in the description and pinned comment.